Let's talk about the ketogenic diet. Esslinger's, Dr. Robert Esslinger's says he starts with bulletproof coffee. I mean, the diet is just atrocious. But this whole idea, the whole philosophy behind this is interesting to me. Now keep in mind that when you have the word inflammation, that's a medical's terminology for, and actually it's not even just medical, it's just our terminology for acidosis. You know, a lot of people think inflammation is the problem. It isn't. It is the response, not the problem. So you have to ask yourself, what's it in response to? And when we go over these ketogenic diets and these acid alkalines, so you get a better perspective of the truth of this, realize the missing link medically is the lymphatic system. And the lymphatic system is the major fluid-based system next to water of the human body there is, not blood. Blood's just a simple chemical delivery system. It must maintain a pH, and that is obvious. And we're going to talk about that. But the ketogenic people think that, again, starvation of the carbohydrates. And this is what's interesting to me, that a lot of these levels of thinking feel that they have to eliminate the carbohydrates, the sugars. But the claims here, and then she claims that the goal is to keep you in ketosis. And if you're a diabetic, especially a type 1, you're going to know what ketosis is. But some of these claims in this sort of thing, cancer cells cannot ferment fats, but they can ferment sugar, and they do that really well. What are you talking about in this article? Cancer cells produce extra glucose. Cancer cells don't produce, they demand. Why? If you have no energy, you're going to demand more and more forms of energy. You need energy, you need energy. That's not the problem. The problem, if the problem is acidosis, the problem is corrosive acids intracellularly. You got to get to the real cause of what mutates a cell. You can't just out here and hypothesize all this bullcrap. What damages a cell in your body? Well, what two fluids flow around every cell you have, and only two fluids, except for the water, blood and lymph. So if you want to be factual about diseases, then you have to pull back and be factual about chemistry and how the body works, not in some hypothetical theory type of craziness where it's an autoimmune because you can't explain it. And then everybody falls suit right down that line, ketogenic people and everybody else. And you guys don't want to live in that world of ignorance and unawareness, because it gets you nowhere but hurting. So what if you starve the cancer cells of their sugary fuel? Now this is an Atkins philosophy, and she's starting to go that way. So what if you starve the cancer cells of their sugary fuel? All right? So remember this. What you do to one cell, that's right, you do them to them all. This idea that you're going to target and that there's a chemotherapy targeting is bull hockey. So you can't, this whole concept of starving a cell for sugar. What if we switch the fuel we put in the body to something cancer cells cannot use? Enter the ketogenic approach. That's why none of these approaches work. The only thing that the ketogenic approach helps is that it's a high fat. And lipids are what the lymph system is about. That is the lipid system in the body, not the blood. You don't dump lipids into the blood. Obvious reasons. So this whole concept is off on a ridiculous start. You can't starve any cell. Going back to Atkins and how many people that guy killed. I mean, no one understands how many people he hurt and killed with that stupid philosophy. You're going to starve a cell for sugar? You're going to, and that'll make you lose weight. I mean, it's buffering along that same indice. You know, starve your body for sugar, and of course it's going to break down your glycogen and your fat storages for sugar, of course, because you have to have it for fuel. But if you think you're going to starve cancer cells and not your other ones, you're crazy. You know, this is all ridiculous stuff. And it doesn't even take in the species. It doesn't take in proper nutrition and health. It doesn't take in the proper understanding of what causes the damage to a cell, how you mutate the chromosomes and DNA and RNA, how you affect these things. How do you get genetic weaknesses out of cells? If you can't answer some of these questions, what are you doing as a practitioner? The body's going to seek fuel where it has to. And if you're going to starve the body for a sugar, which is insanity, has nothing to do about curing anything, and it's just one of the most ridiculous theories I've ever heard, you're going to go up to a fat. One animal eats like that. There is nothing in nature that eats like that, and you're trying to treat what you don't understand with a diet that's almost all acid base. I mean, acid ash forming foods. I mean, this guy's, they say what his diet is. This Dr. Robert Esslinger's. His ketogenic day is bulletproof coffee or some chia tea or black tea. Okay, I'll get with that maybe. It is made with a teaspoon of coconut oil, a teaspoon of butter. And yeah, here comes the butter and a lot of cream. Heavy cream. So, don't tell me he's not going to get a lot of congestion out of this one. Oh yeah. Wow, this is amazing. Then he said, I skip breakfast and could say I practice intermittent fasting until lunch. Intermittent fasting till lunch? One should simply have a bowl of fruit and then you don't need anything till lunch. Why would you need to, you know, in anything, eat a piece of fruit? But if I wanted to eat in the morning, it would be bacon and 2 eggs. Now it's scrambled though, because the beneficial of fat comes from a soft yolk. What? This is the kind of, I can imagine the consciousness of this individual. I mean, this is just unbelievable. I won't even go on for that one. Well, he's got 80% chocolate. He's got almond milk, coconut milk, raw eggs. Okay, I'll get you the raw egg. Could be a hard-boiled egg with asparagus or half a chicken breast with broccoli. Could be wild catch seafood and steamed veggies, especially the cruciferous ones. Everybody wants the sulfur ones. And then you have gas and bloaty stuff the rest of the day. I like that one. Want fried chicken? Get fried pork rinds from the butcher. Crush them with a rolling pin. I mean, this is a joke. When it comes to health, this ketogenic consciousness is a joke. And you don't want to fall into these things, especially if you're fighting the C word and your time is very limited. You cannot create ketosis in the human body and maintain it. They want you to maintain a state of ketosis and low blood sugar. What? I mean, this is a type of stupidity that abounds out there, and people are falling into this right and left because they don't understand truth and the simple remedy to their suffering. And I could go on, but it just... Let's see. Protein is also limited because once sugar is gone, cancer cells can access free amino acids from the breakdown of protein and use them as fuel. We just had that discussion. How stupid of a statement that is. Remember the cabin out in the woods and the snow comes and you can't get out of the cabin because the snow's above the door? And all you can do, your wood is packed up out on your porch. So you got a little bit of wood hanging around the fireplace, and basically I'm going to burn the curtains, the couch. I'm going to burn everything I can. Because the final analysis, if you can't get out, after you burn everything, where are you going? Your walls. You're going to break down the wood walls and burn your wood, that's your structure. And that's what burning amino acid for fuel is burning your structure. And they have the audacity to say that in there? You burn your structure for fuel, you burn amino acid for fuel, you're going to get yourself in major, major trouble. You'll start losing muscle, you're going to break yourself right down. And that is not a pretty picture and not a healthy picture whatsoever. If you're suffering from dis-ease, then you're eating acid ash-forming foods, grains, beans, meats, milks, crap like that. And unfortunately, that's the side that causes all man's problems. And until you correct that, you can treat it any way you want, with toxic pharmaceuticals, with ketogenic craziness, all this kind of stuff, and you ain't going anywhere. You're not going to get to Wellville and vitalness and robustness. Never. Never. And for those of you that are fighting tumors and you know, you're going down, this will just accelerate that. So you want to be very careful with how you do things out there.
And I want to touch on Mercola's. Someone sent me this, Mercola.com, and the ketogenic diet. I want to discuss this because this is way out there, and if you don't read between the lines, you would believe something this stupid. This is very dangerous information out there, and it's just loaded with half-truths and untruths. So I want to address that a little bit here. This is talking about a ketogenic diet, which is high protein, high fat. And you have to read through some of this because this is ridiculous over here. Here's an example here. This one video features Dr. Such and Such, who along with a team of researchers at the University of South Florida, well, that comes into my neck of the woods, studies metabolic therapy. They found that when lab animals were fed a carbohydrate-free diet, and that's what they're talking about, completely free of carbohydrates, they survived highly aggressive metastatic cancer better than those treated with chemotherapy. Now, did you get that? That doesn't say that the high-protein, high-fat diet cured cancer, not in any stretch of the imagination. Could you even claim that? But they claim that those people that went on a high-fat, high-protein diet survived longer than those that did chemo. Well, no kidding. Chemo kills you right off. I mean, the percentage of survival rate of chemo is embarrassing for a modality that doesn't understand the reality of what causes things. This is absurd, but this is the sort of thing, this is misinformation. This is simply telling you that a high-protein, high-fat diet is better than chemotherapy, which I think we'll all agree to that one, but it's still a form of chemo. High protein is just high acidosis. Here's another one, CBN, whoever that is, News, recently published an article on the ketogenic diet. Clearly, many people are realizing that what we have been doing in terms of fighting cancer is simply not working. Well, how have we been treating cancer? You're talking about mainstream here, and that's what's going on here. And this is just so ridiculous. Remember this one? This is from the American Cancer Society, 1986. Do you see a high-protein, high-fat diet? You don't. You don't see that. Because that's the diet that gets you in trouble. That's the diet that kills you. You know, I tell you what, those that have, you know, life-threatening problems, don't try this at home. But those that are in some degree of pain, go out and give me a month of a high-protein, high-fat diet, and you tell me how you feel, and then go back to a raw food diet, fruits, berries, melons, and salads, and tell me how you feel there. But those with the low adrenals, they might feel a little bump of the neurotransmitters out of the meat. But outside of that, their problems will just get worse. This is the diet we try to get people away from. These are the diets that are killing people. High protein, high fat. This is medical thinking. And this is insane. And I can tell you, I've got some medical doctors that send me clients. And this one medical doctor always believed in higher protein. And every time he gives these cancer cases high protein, their numbers go crazy. And then he sends them over to me in a panic. And it's like, stop the high protein thinking. It is not conducive. It is not seen in nature. It is obvious. So my little high school education tells me that it doesn't work.